Hello, welcome back to the Healing with Wellness video series. I'm Anne Marie, owner and practitioner. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about making positive shifts. And sometimes these are a little uncomfortable just because instead of pointing the finger out away from us with either, blame or, focusing on all those things that are outside of us, asking us to kind of take an inner, deeper dive with ourselves. And when we do that, when we really have a better understanding of really maybe why we're coming from, a certain place or why we react in certain ways, and what then is then being put out into the world. So my first note that I want to kind of touch base on is forgiveness. And when was the last time that you really forgave someone? And it isn't, oh, I forgave them, and then that's it. No, like really sitting in a comfortable place that there aren't any distractions, there aren't any noises, and you're being very intentional with this. And sometimes it's allowing, you know, something to come up, and then you're feeling your way through that. You actually have some compassion for others that were in that space with you. Maybe some empathy that maybe, for a moment you could step into where they were coming from, not just you, but stepping outside and seeing some other perspectives is also part of that forgiveness process. So it isn't just kind of, I can forgive them in 30 seconds. No, it's maybe something that's done over time. And sometimes it may take a couple sessions to get into that space as well. So, just being curious. Is there someone, I need to forgive? And it doesn't mean you can forget, and it doesn't mean it didn't happen. But forgiveness it's for ourselves. And most of the time, maybe other people involved weren't really realizing that maybe you were still holding on to something. So it's really to set ourselves free. It's not so much for the other people. So maybe having, maybe just once a week, just kind of checking in with yourself, with your body, checking, your mind, wherever your thoughts been. And if there is some kind of a therapeutic space around forgiveness for you. And then the next point that I have is apologize. And that's kind of the other side of forgiveness, is again just looking at ourselves, maybe looking at some recent events or kind of just what's just been on our minds lately. And is there something maybe we need to apologize for? And this isn't being a doormat. This is not going around going, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And then we're walking on eggshells. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, again, being intentional, being compassionate, and really stepping out and away for a second and going, that just, it didn't feel right. I don't think it landed right. Maybe I need to apologize. And really those two words, I'm sorry, really hold a lot of power. A lot of power for the person who says the words. And it also holds a lot of power for the person receiving those words. And sometimes we just We just need to say it and take some accountability, take some ownership. This is a gift that you actually can learn about yourself in that moment of maybe, why I said what I said, or it's really an opportunity to stop um, and just really, really look and see, you know, how you want to handle that situation better next time. Um, or maybe you need to forgive sooner, or maybe you need to apologize sooner. That, if we're holding on to things, oh my gosh, like 5-10 years, okay, it's time to take some personal inventory. Then again, that kind of brings me into the next point of being truthful with yourself. If we're just going along in life thinking, we're just perfect, we're just the absolute perfect version of ourself, that's probably not 100% true. So again, being truthful with yourself, just kind of checking in, just saying, how am I feeling lately? How am I showing up in the world? What am I putting out in the world? Taking responsibility for, you know, the 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 influence and the presence that you have here and now with, coworkers, family, friends. There's a huge ripple, and we want to make sure that we're sending out positive um, blessings um, out to everyone. And my other point is to keep evolving. And it's so easy to just, you know, clench fists and just kind of, grit our way through life and things. But also when you stop and think, when was the last like major change or a major something in my life that was for good? And embracing change, because change is here, it's constant, it's ever moving. And there are times when, yes, um, we need to have boundaries, we need to have opinions, we need to have set, things. Again, I'm not saying, just let people walk all over you, but I'm also saying from the other side, don't be so rigid, don't be so consistently closed off, um, that you could be missing out on some really amazing things in life. And, start small. You don't start, in a ginormous, crazy something, but challenge yourself maybe once a week. I'm going to do something I wouldn't normally do. I'm going to think a certain way I normally wouldn't. I'm going to step into that person's shoes, for 5 minutes, and start seeing life from another lens, not just from your perspective, but from multiple perspectives. And then once you kind of see that buffet, then you can really make some really informed decisions of how you want to move forward. And if there's something that, you are really, really resisting, maybe take a look at that and see if there's some things there that need to heal. So I am Healing Within Wellness, LLC. And if you'd like further information, I do support first responders. So police, fire dispatchers, and EMTs. I specialize in, but I also work with lots of other people as well. More information is at my website, www.healingwithin.us. And if you'd like to schedule an appointment, my app or website is www.healingwithinwellness.llc.janeapp.com. And if you want to send a confidential email, that is healingwithin11@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Be well.